Welcome to the College of Science Co-op Takeover. My name is Taylor.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're going to talk about the co-op process and what that was like for us. So I'll go ahead and just pick a
a little bit about us first, right?
Okay, sure, yeah. Go ahead.
So like I said, I'm Alex. Came from West Orange, New Jersey, northern part. I'm a third year cell bio major at Northeastern. Currently on my second co-op at Fulcrum Therapeutics in the Cambridge area. I'm part of Relay for Life here at Northeastern. I'm part of the e-board for Biology Club, and I'm just excited to be here and share this information.
Nice. My name is Taylor. Like I said, I'm a fifth year math major. I've done 3 co-ops. They were all completely different. The first one was at Wayfair. I was a pricing analyst, and then the second one was at Homesite. I was an actuarial associate analyst, and my last one I was a community life intern at a property management company called Community Builders in Jamaica Plain, which was working with the elderly and disabled. And I liked all of my co-ops for very different reasons, but I'm also involved with campus stuff like the Association for Women in Mathematics, student chapter, founder and president, and now I'm just looking towards graduation. So do you want to start with questions through the fishbowl?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, Alex, were there other Northeastern students at your co-op, or were they all strangers?
Yeah, so at my first co-op, it was actually me and just another Northeastern student. But it was nice because since it was just the two of us, we were able to become really close with each other. We became really good friends during it, so it was super nice having a familiar face, another college student being there with me. And now at my second co-op, there are also co-ops, a couple more because it's a bigger company. It just so happens that one of the co-ops there is actually one of my good friends from the lab that I worked at on campus. So we didn't even know that we were going to be working together until 2 weeks before we started. So it was fun. It's fun seeing him and getting to hang out with all the other co-ops. It just makes work easier being with other college students.
Nice. So your first co-op, it was the only co-ops in the company was just within your team, or was it there were other co-ops within other departments as well?
Yeah, so it was just 2 co-ops total, me and the other one. She worked also in part of the biology team there, but she was part of technically a different study group.
Okay.
So yeah, what about you?
Oh, my first co-op, well, Wayfair is huge. I think around the time that I was joining, it was 60 to 80 co-ops. And my team,
so many.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. My team specifically, we had 3 other 2 other co-ops within my team. And it was really nice. Some things that I wouldn't ask my advisor, and I was scared. I don't know, it's your first co-op, and I was it was the year after my freshman year, so I was really nervous, and I would just ask the co-ops. It was nice to have a companion there, somebody at your level, be did you understand what the supervisor said? So it was nice to have kind of a peer to ask questions. But then also if we had frustrations or stuff after work, we'd could all talk together about the co-op experience together.
Yeah, it's a community within the companies.
And you also get to meet other people in other majors. So they were econ and business majors, and I'm a math major, and I wouldn't have that exposure to that side of Northeastern if they weren't co-ops there.
Exactly.
All
right, awesome. All right. What do you want to be when you grow up? I thought we were already grown up, to be honest.
I'm still a baby. I'm that's a really hard question. I'm actually in a co-op reflection class right now, and we're asked to write a starter plan about your life, which is basically what are your goals? What are you gonna be? And if that doesn't work out, what is it gonna look like? And that class gives me so much anxiety. But I want to be a professor. So I'm applying to grad school right now, and I'm looking at math programs. I really love doing research, and I want to continue that path of academia, and I love teaching. So yeah, I think I realized through the co-op process, I realized what I like and what I don't like, and something that I really liked about co-op was the leadership positions I was given, and I loved being able to train on incoming co-ops, but also like training a department about a tool that I've developed within my co-ops. So I've learned that I really like teaching and I really like solving problems, and I just want to continue that kind of growth in an academic setting.
Yeah, it's funny that you say like professor, because that's sort of like what I'm thinking about doing
Really?
towards like the later part of my life. Right now, I just want to be like a standard scientist for the better portion of my years, working in biotech companies, hopefully still in the Boston area. So yeah, I'm also going to be applying for grad schools like next semester. Go straight into a PhD program, hopefully somewhere along the lines of genetics, but we'll see where that takes me. But yeah, professor would be like super fun. I don't know, maybe I'll make a return to Northeastern, see what it's like later.
Yeah. Okay. Did you feel prepared for your first co-op?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 100%. It was helpful being able to take the co-op class the semester before you are actually on your first co-op, getting to learn like all the little things about interviewing, about resumes and CVs and cover letters. And it was also super helpful being able to just talk about it with other people, like with my classmates, with upperclassmen who had already been on co-op, sort of understanding the process, understanding honestly, I feel like the hardest part was trying to just figure out how to upload documents to NU careers, but like once you figure that out, you know, I feel like it was super easy going there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think in terms of the professional standpoint, the co-op class definitely prepared me for a lot of that stuff. I feel like when I was in my first co-op, I was really anxious about, did I take enough classes? So my co-op was basically a business analyst role, and I'm a math major, so my first year I'm taking like calculus courses, and I'm wondering like how that applies. But what I really like about the co-op program is that the people that Northeastern partner with have an understanding that these are basically interns, that they're just here to learn. And so I feel like that partnership allows for those companies to be very understanding of that, and also like kind of hold your hand the first 2 months, and then you're like trading wheels off and you basically become like a full-time staff member there.
Right.
So I think in my head I was only not prepared because of my own anxieties versus Northeastern didn't prepare me, you know. But I was very much, I didn't feel prepared, but I was prepared, you know what I mean? Like I was able to step up to the plate once I got there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking from like the biology standpoint, I know I had to take a class, biology project lab. It was like the summer before I started my co-op.
Okay.
But it was just a class like all about like lab techniques, different like assays that you might run and experiments in a typical biological lab, and like it was super helpful. Like I didn't realize how much I was learning in the class compared to like what some other students might be learning at different universities and colleges.
Was that like required for your co-op, or was okay?
Yeah, so it's honestly like probably the like most preparing class that someone in biology could take, and it's like even the co-op employers, like when they talk to you more about what this class is, like they think that it's a huge benefit. They think that, you know, it's amazing that simple things that you learn in the class, apparently a lot of other like interns or internships don't expect their college students to know how to do that. They're expecting to have to teach them, so you already get like a huge jump start on that
exposure.
So it's amazing. All right. Did you have to take any specific classes before you did your first co-op?
I did not. Not for my first co-op was at Wayfair, and I think after having a year of basically, so actually I was in the general studies program my first year. So I switched over to the College of Science towards after like at the end of my first year summer, and I took summer courses here and did like my Calc 1 and Calc 2. So I only had Calc 1 and 2 as a math major. But when I interviewed for my first co-op, my supervisor was basically, we just want to know if you can think, if you can problem solve, and if you can work in a fast-paced environment. And I think that's what most like co-op supervisors are kind of expecting, unless you're doing something that's more technical and you have to have those lab skills. But for the most part, I didn't have, besides the co-op the co-op course, the introduction to co-op course, I didn't need to take a specific course for my co-op. It would have been nice to have more maybe like computer programming courses, because I felt like the other two co-ops had more training, and the amount of work that you do in school probably would kind of shape what projects you do during your co-op.
Right,
so
yeah.
if you have more programming skills, you could probably create better tools for your department or to get more work done within the department. But for me, my experience was, I guess like what you brought in is what you could work with, and co-ops are really good at, teaching you new skills if you need them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, the only class that was like very crucial to starting co-op was the biology project lab.
Yeah.
So I won't go into too much more
Yeah.
detail about that, yeah.
Okay, let's do this long one. Was it weird not being in classes? Did you feel like you were missing out with friends or activities that you were previously a part of?
So it's definitely a little bit weird to not be in classes when you are on your first co-op. The idea that you're still, 19, 20 years old, and for the next 6 months you're going to be working full-time at a company instead of taking exams and tests and writing reports. It's weird, but it's different, it's new, it's like innovative. I did not feel at all like, I was isolated from the campus aspect of college. And I think Northeastern does a good job of making sure that people feel included, because a lot of clubs start so late in the day, making sure that people have time to finish up their work and get back from co-op back onto campus, so that way they can be a part of this student culture and this student life. I had multiple sets of friends that were either like on co-op with me or still in classes while I was on co-op, and I was able to stay connected with all of them. It really just mattered about like everyone's own individual schedule, but I think that it was very easy to manage.
Oh, okay. Did you do anything any clubs were you on co-op?
Yeah, so I was in biology club and part of the event
okay.
leadership for Real Life for Life during it. So it would I was still able to have a big role in both of those.
Yeah. So for my experience, if people were on your co-op cycle, it was really, really nice. And with co-op, you get a little bit of like funding so that I could do more activities because I have money to go out and like I can do more things.
Right.
And once you get home, you have no homework. So it's really, really nice. I did miss classes though. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to learn.
Yeah, no, it is nice.
And when you're out in classes, you're like, I miss co-op.
Yeah.
So it was like this really cyclic thing. But yeah, with the club stuff, I found more time to do club stuff while on co-op than off of co-op, because homework takes up like so much of my time, and like once you're home from a co-op, like you're home, you don't have anything to do, so there is more time to do activities versus in classes. It's really hard to fit it all in.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, do you want to do one more question?
One more? Yeah. Sounds good. Let's see about this one. Okay, how did you pick your co-ops?
For my first one, I wanted something that was analytical, and I wanted something where I could build like hard skills, like technical skills. So that was kind of my route, and I knew that this co-op was the more competitive one. So I had probably a couple of offers, but this one was like the highest paying, and the one where I could get the most skills, and the one where I could develop myself professionally the most. So I think that was kind of my deciding factor, and also like seeing what tech looked like as a math major. A lot of people are like, oh, if you're math, you're either going to teach or become an actuary, and I wanted to see what other roles I could do. So it was strategic in the sense I wanted to build kind of like my options after graduation.
Right.
How about you?
Yeah, for my first co-op, I just cast like a super wide net. I was just thinking like, any exposure that I can get to science that can sort of help me figure out what like a more defined path that I want to take in life. That's automatically a win right there. I was lucky enough to find something that I really enjoyed in doing genetics with my first co-op. So while looking for my second co-op, I knew that I wanted to hopefully stay on that path. And luckily I was able to do that with Fulcrum Therapeutics, getting to work on RNA sequencing projects and even do a little bit of a different side of science than I thought I would be a part of, in the sense that it's assay optimization, so just taking protocols and like ripping them apart and taking each step one at a time and really fine-tuning it. I don't know, I never like put too much thought into like that side of science, but it's amazing. And it's exposure nonetheless, like it's, you know.
Right. Do you think it's shaped a little bit of where you want to do your PhD afterwards, like your first and second co-op?
Yeah, so I would say that they did, just in the sense of I know that as best as I can, I really want to work with genetics. It's just really like fine-tune that. But in terms of how I actually incorporate genetics into my work, what my actual role is, I'm still very like open to that.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you for considering Northeastern, and we hope to see you on campus.
Yep, see you guys.